Yeah, or do this.
Oh, okay.
Because her thinking was.
A flock of flamingos.
All right. Well, dead air. That's always good, no matter what the medium.
Yeah. Dead air is one of the most entertaining things. Just so you know.
Just so you know. Just so we all know. Well, now we're all officially live. So, okay. Ready, man? All right. You ready to go? Secret guests. We've all maintained space, except for Z, who's violating all the social distancing. But, anyways.
We're an immediate fan.
Man, Z, anyways. We gotta talk to him about, you can't wear your shoes like that, man. Take your shoes off. Just walk around barefoot, okay? You just can't come back on the mat, okay? So, there you go. New shoes. Watching your kids destroy new shoes. It's great. All right, so let's get rocking. So welcome to the class. If you're joining us, remember you're going to need a strap of some sort, jiu-jitsu belt, a forearm forklift, a towel, and we got three rules. One, if it hurts, don't do it. Find a way to make it not hurt, or don't do it. The other thing is pay attention to your posture, right? We don't want to be feeling it in the wrong areas. So I don't want to feel stuff in my lower back. I don't want to feel it in my neck, right? I want to feel my glutes, my shoulders pulled down and back. So pay attention to your posture, and then pay attention to your breathing. Nice, deep breaths while you're doing this will help reinforce good posture. So if you do those three things, then we'll have a great workout, right?
Yeah.
I can barely tell you two apart. You guys look alike. Anyways. All right, let's get going. Now you know I'm serious. I'm taking off the warm-up jersey.
Serious.
I've got my Jiu-Jitsu Jesus shirt, so I'm here to save us all with a little mobility. All right, let's start. Fingers laid behind your back. You're going to start first, drive the knuckles to the floor, looking up, open up the chest. All right, come back to neutral. Then we're going to do some head nods. So lead with your eyes, looking up and down, stand nice and tall. Nice deep breaths. So talk Robin and trying the Wim Hof breathing.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the air.
Yeah.
Did you remind him to not turn it into a contest?
Oh, I forgot that part.
That's instantly a contest.
Yeah, that's
So you can
right.
hold
Yeah.
both lungs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, did you tell him how long you held your breath? That's immediately the benchmark.
Right. All right, we're gonna look over the shoulder.
I'll
Yeah,
make it
I
1
did
second
mention
longer.
245. So, actually, yeah. Now you mentioned it, his interest immediately got piqued when there was numbers attached to it.
Oh, I gotta make it 3 minutes. Check.
As long as you let someone know when you're doing it so we can check and make sure you get passed out.
Wrinkle
I guess he'll come back to
All right, head center, ear to shoulder.
James was like, you pass out, and then your body starts breathing again, so you're fine.
Yeah, as long as you're not in water.
Well, he is very clear in his app and stuff to not do the stuff while driving. Don't do it while swimming.
Do it while driving.
Well, you're sitting in traffic. You said do some Wim Hof breathing. Not a good time to pass out unless you got a Tesla. It's driving you around. All right, let's do our shoulder circles. So it's shoulder blades moving in the circle around the rib cage. Nice, loosening up those shoulders. All right, let's go the other direction. All right, we're going to do our big X. You draw a big X in front of you, lead with the thumb. So you're rotating through the hand and the elbow and the shoulder while you're doing this. All right, we're going to go the other direction. So you're going to go from low to high and low to high, leading with the pinky. Doing karate chops. right, switch sides, draw the big X. Rotate through the arm to lead with the thumb. All right, let's go the other direction. All right, check that out. Let's do our elbow circle. So palms face the ceiling, reach long between the fingertips. Come in, push under, and then back out to that long. So rotating through the elbows, shoulders, keeping the elbows up, away from the ground. Don't let them drop down. All right, I'm gonna go the other direction. So you turn the hands down, come under, and then open up. Always finishing with that length between the fingertips. All right, so the wrist circles, the palms pressed together. Get those wrists going. Let's go the other direction, keeping the palms pressed together. All right, so we're gonna lace our fingers the other way, so the other thumb's on top. Do the same thing. Let's go the other direction. All right, so shaking that out. We'll do our hula hoop circles, hands on the hips, pulling the elbows back. Getting the hips going around. And trying to keep pressure through the feet while you're doing this. You're gonna have some weight shifts, but you don't want just parts of your feet peeling off the ground. All right, let's go the other direction. Right. Do our knee circles. So feet come in a little bit, hands on top of the knees come in, push forward, and then out. Again, good pressure through the feet. Trying to keep any part from just peeling up. All right, let's go the other direction, pushing back and then forward. Right, shaking that out. I'm gonna do the ankle. So you can stand on one foot, draw a big circle with your big toe. All right, let's go the other direction. All right, let's switch sides. Other foot, big circle with the big toe. All right, let's go the other direction. Right. So we're going to stand on one foot. You're going to pull your knee into your chest. Nice tall spine. Take a deep breath. Nice. Then you're going to open up, leg out to the side. Again, a nice deep breath. Then you're going to grab your ankle. You're going to do the quad stretch, or if you can, come down into your, whatever the hell we call this thing, the flying triangle. Warrior 8B. Oh, all right. Whew. All right, shake that out. Let's do the other side. So you're going to pull the knee into the chest. Nice deep breath. You're going to grab and open up. come into the standing split quad stretch. Yeah. Oh, why's that other side so funky? My left leg is just not the same. No.
There's definitely a difference balance on one side and the other.
Yeah, I just kind of fall forward on that side. The other side, I do like a good hinge and come down. It's not the same thing. Oh well, that's why we do this stuff. All right, start with our squat. So you can start with your feet shoulder width apart. Toes can be pointed slightly out the spine. You're gonna reach tall for the ceiling. You're gonna bend down. You're gonna touch the inside of your big toe knuckle. You're gonna keep your heels down and your elbows locked out. And you pull your butt to your heels. You're trying to pull your butt as close to your heels as you can. And then hands are gonna come up. And then we're gonna drive through our strong feet to come up tall. So down, butt down, hands up, reach long, stand tall. Good. Down, butt down, hands up, reach long, stand tall, down, butt down, hands up, reach long, stand. All right, this next one we're going to hang out on the bottom for a second. Just come down, go ahead and take your hands off, just find a comfortable spot to hang out. Find a little more space in your hips, stretch them out. All right, coming up out of that, yeah, let's do our hinge. So feet are gonna be hip width apart, hands come up behind the head. I push my butt back like I'm trying to push a button on the wall. And then I reach long, and then I stand tall. So hands down, butt back, reach long, stand tall. Nice. Down, butt back, reach long, stand tall, down, butt back, reach long, stand tall. So one more, down, butt back, reach long, stand tall. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna finish with our twist, or cactus twist. So again, feet hip width apart. You're gonna step your right foot forward. So you want it like just in front of the other foot. If you sweep it across, you wouldn't kick your toe, but still this hip width here. So come to this cactus pose. I want to keep my hips pointed straight as I turn my chest to the left. So I'm gonna have to counter rotate my hips to the right while I turn my chest to the left. And when I feel that my hips are gonna follow, that's as far as I turn, and then I push my butt back, and I open up, and then I come back up, and I unwind. So you only come as far as you can keep your hips pointed forward. You can counter rotate. Keep them counter rotated the whole time. And again, if you're doing it right, as you come down, this back foot here will get heavy, and you drive through that back foot to come up. Counter rotate the hips, back foot gets heavy, drive through the back foot and unwind. Nice. Do one more. Excellent. Okay. Shake that out. We're going to do the other side. So stepping the left foot forward, counter rotating the hips to the right, turning the chest to the left, butt back open up and unwind. So again, keeping those hips counter rotated and driving through that back foot. You don't want to feel the front foot get heavy. Load that back foot, drive through the back foot to come up. Nice. Do one more here. All right. Shake that out. So let's get a drink if you need it. We can get our strength training stuff started.
Sir Joseph. Oh. Matthew.
What's up, guys? Sergio and Matthew, thanks for joining. All right, so we're gonna do our ramping isometrics. So this is where we get set in a position. We're gonna start out with 30 seconds at 50% effort and tension, just getting the posture and the breathing set. And then we're gonna ramp up for 20 seconds at 80%, so it should be getting hard, but we maintain that good breathing and posture. And then finally 10 seconds at 100%, but again, breathing and posture, only as hard as you can go while maintaining those things. So we're gonna go through 9 movements with that in mind. So let's start out with the one we usually do last. We'll do our leverage hold first. So we're gonna get down on our knees like this, and we're gonna hold your strap in front of you like this. So we're basically, like we're gonna do a front raise. So thumbs face the ceiling, elbows face the floor, and I'm looking to do a front raise, but I've grabbed the belt, and so the belt is stopping me from coming up higher. All right, and so I gotta keep my shoulders pulled back and down. I wanna keep my glutes nice and tight, keep my abs tight, so think about 6-pack abs. Don't wanna feel this in the lower back. I don't wanna feel this in the neck. Make sure you're getting the tension in the right place. Nice deep breaths. Continue to talk here. Yes, all right. We got the timer, ready to rock. So, here we go, let's get set. All right, 50%. So we're just putting 50% effort into this, 50% tension where we want it, pulling the shoulder blades down and back, keeping the 6-pack abs, nice tight glutes. Swimsuit season's here, folks. Nice deep breaths. Remember, folks, I'm feeling where you want. All right, we're gonna ramp up to 80% effort. We're trying to break that belt. Again, you gotta keep the tension where you want it. %. Keep it out of your neck. Nice deep breaths. Woo, nice. All right, shake that out. Hold fast and loose. Get the blood flowing again. And move on to the next one. So we're gonna do our squat. So we're gonna do the berserker squat. So you're gonna have the feet shoulder width apart. You're gonna take your belt. And we're gonna tie a double knot somewhere between your hips and your knees. And what I'm looking for is a spot where I can pull my butt to my heels and get into this deep squat position. It's almost like the bottom of a goblet squat. And then driving through my strong feet. So, and squeezing my glutes, keeping my forearms pulled into my chest. I'm gonna be thinking about trying to stand straight up, but the belt's gonna stop me. And so we're gonna do this, applying that tension into the belt, so we're gonna get our ramping effort. If just holding this position for 60 seconds is a self-ramping ISO, that's fine. So let's get set in position. All right, 50%, nice deep breaths. Feeling the tension where you want it, keeping it out of your neck, keeping it out of the low back. All right, 80%, nice deep breaths. What have you got left? Try to break that belt. Oh. Shake that out. Oh man, okay. Very important to keep your breathing going on ones like that. Even when you are breathing, still can get lightheaded. Yeah, all right, good. Got those two out of the way. So Kelly can relax a little bit. All right, let's do our back of the neck. So we're gonna get set. You can either sit down on your knees, wherever you want to be. We're gonna get the belt around the back of the neck. I want the elbows under the wrist. Don't let them flare out to the side. Keep them under the wrist. And so I'm thinking about pushing my hands forward. I'm pulling my head back. But you want to keep the shoulders pulled down and back. Get that whole posterior chain engaged to support the neck. So you're not just feeling this in the neck. All right, let's get going. Around the head. All right, 50%. Keep those shoulders pulled down and back.
Timer seems extra aggressive this morning.
All right, 80%. Nice deep breaths. You got it left, 100%. Woo. Nice. It's funny. We call it the back of the neck, but like, it's not really where you feel it. You feel a song?
Feel it everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Trying to keep it all
Yeah.
locked in the gauge, but
Yeah. I know. Yeah. It's not like the neck cranes, that whole back side. So, anyways, yeah. It's good. I like it. All right. Let's do our hip flexor. So we're gonna get on our back. We're gonna do the single leg one where we're getting the push and the pull. It's a super important movement pattern for us to have down. So feet are hip width apart. We're gonna try to keep the toes pointed up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Don't let either foot turn out while you're doing this. I'm gonna pull one leg up as far as I can so I can get to this 90-degree while keeping the other leg locked out. So I gotta pull that kneecap high. There's a difference between having this leg straight and having it locked out. When the kneecap pulled high, and you're thinking about pushing your heel long and squeezing the glute to also get some downward pressure. So it's that leg locked out, nice and long, driving into the ground, while you're pulling your knee into the palm, working this hip flexor. So it's the hip drive on one side and the hip flexion on the other. That's what we're trying to get going. Let's do it. Set position. All right, nice deep breaths, just getting the tension where you want. Leg locked out, pushing the heel long, squeezing the glute. All right, 80%. Nice deep breath, keep the breathing. What you got left? Woo. All right, shake that out. All right. Okay. Well, we got to do the other side. Unless you got real big imbalance, you want to do it twice on the same side. It's up to you. But
I'm gonna do the other side. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. I'm not the fucking medical health director for Mason County.
Sorry, guys, in your public.
Exactly.
Your best interest.
All right, getting the tension and breathing set. So this first 30 seconds is all about. Kneecap pulled high, heels long. Squeezing the glute, pulling the knee up. All right, 80%. Maintain the breathing. You got left. Ooh, all right. Shaking that out. Oh, man, that's a good one. All right, let's do our row. So we're gonna set in this L-sit position. You wanna keep the feet hip width apart. If they get pulled together, you know, it's not the end of the world. Just try to keep them hip width apart. You're gonna grab the belt where your elbows are in line with, or maybe a little bit behind your ribs. Then you can wrap your hands on this one, it's fine. I'm thinking about pulling my chest to my toes and driving my elbows behind me. Okay, keeping the shoulders pulled down away from the ears. The other thing is keep my knuckles pointed forward. Like, don't let my wrist break and my knuckles point down and try to pull like this. Keep those strong wrists while you're doing this. So let's do it. Alright, make sure you're keeping those shoulders down. Should not feel this in the neck. Bring that upper back. Alright, 80%. Nice tall spine. Fight that urge to shrink. Stay nice and tall. If you got left, try and break that belt. Whew. Nice. Good stuff.
Moderators checking things. What's going on? Who do we got?
Wobbly legs.
Wobbly legs, yes. The squatches will do that to you. All right, let's do our glutes. So we're gonna do our bridge. So again, the setup is everything. You just take a moment and get set up right. Then the rest of it is easy. So feet are about hip width apart. Curl my heels into my butt as close as I can. Then I keep curling them in while I drop my feet to the mat. So I'm putting me in a good position. So I'm gonna tie my belt, a good strong double knot, where you fold. Don't have it up on the quads here. You want it around the hips where you fold. And then you gotta think about keeping your heels curled in towards your butt. I don't want that space to open up while I'm squeezing the glutes. So it's the curl with the squeeze that I'm working on. And if this is in the right good position, then it'll stop me short of lockout. If you need to, you can take up a little slack, but we're gonna get going from there. So this should be mainly in the glutes and the hamstrings. You should not be feeling this in the low back or the quads. So let's go.
Curling the heels in and squeeze the glutes, 50%. Nice deep breaths. Just getting those glutes firing up, keeping the heels curled in. Squeeze those glutes, keep the heels curled in, 80%. Nice deep breaths. Squeeze those glutes, whatever you got left. Oh, nice. Woo. Shake that out. Let's do our butterfly crunch. So we're gonna get set in this butterfly stretch position. We're gonna lean back. Now my visual is I'm trying to curl my tailbone up off the mat and curl my head off the mat. I'm trying to close this space. I'm gonna put my palms on my forehead and stop myself just short of as high up as I can come. So think about trying to get your shoulder blades off the mat. That's like a good visual. And then I'm gonna keep driving my forehead into my palms while keeping that tailbone curled up. And that's where we're gonna get our ramping iso from. So you might find just holding the position is enough, and that's fine. All right, curling up, then we keep the breathing going. All right, 80%. All right, whatever you got left. Woo. Nice. We'll carve out that 6-pack. That claim has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, so don't take it too seriously. But it feels like it would. We were talking about this morning, man. Posing was isometric. So it is isometric for bodybuilders. Fuck yeah. It's hard. All right.
What you should do for this week's.
Yes! All right, next one is the double bicep. Go!
Yes. That would be awesome.
The chest squeeze.
The last spread.
The spread, yes. We should have one bodybuilder pose per week is the finisher. Anyways, it'll be optional, like the orders are apparently. Anyways, let's go. Let's do our deadlift. Get that lower body one in. So for the deadlift, you can keep it simple. Standing on the belt, hip width apart, feet are hip width apart. Push my butt back, let my chest come down. When I can't push the butt back anymore, that's where I stop. I'm gonna grab the belt. I gotta keep my hands pulled to my chest and my chest pulled to my hands while I'm squeezing my glutes, trying to drive my hips, my butt back over my feet. Keep pulling the hands to the chest and the chest to the hands so that you don't start rounding the back. Lock that upper body into position. All right, let's get set. And channel your inner fucking Thor or whatever. Yes.
Let's go for the world record right now.
Deadlifting. Got distracted. All right, here we go. Nice long spine. Squeezing those glutes. And if you feel low in the lower back, that's fine. Should be working. Should be feeling it mainly in the glutes, keeping the chest pulled to the hands pulled to the chest. Nice deep breaths. All right, 80%.
Say what body do, body's meant to do. What is it?
Let the body do what it is capable of
They're
doing.
capable.
That's right. All right, what do you got left? Nice. Oh, coming out of that. Shaking that out. Okay. I think we just got our press. So let's do our shoulder press. I'm trying to work on my delts. You make your delts wider, it makes your hips look smaller.
Your principle number 40.
It's an old bodybuilding trick, along with steroids and synthol. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna fucking inject questionable oil into my muscles. Because, you know, girls dig that stuff. All right, we're gonna get set. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. Oh man, all right, we're gonna get set. You can either be sitting on your butt if you need to in an L sit, or if you can't get on your knees, you can drive the knees into the ground, your hips a little engaged, a little bit more. So keep your core tight, so you're thinking about six-pack abs, and I'm keeping my shoulders pulled down away from my ears, and then I'm driving my knuckles to the ceiling. That's my visual, knuckles to the ceiling. That'll help keep your wrist strong. So that's it. Let's get set. And here we go. All right, 50%. Nice deep breaths. Remember, you should not be feeling this in the neck or the lower back. If you are, figure out how to move in some way to get the tension out of those areas. You should be feeling it in the upper back, between the shoulder blades. You should be feeling it in the glutes and the core, the abs, the six-pack or nine-pack with the Batman, Lego Batman. 80%. You think Lego Batman was anatomically correct for the real Batman? What do you got left? Break that belt. Woo, all right. Yeah. That's a good one. All right, that's it for the ramping ISOs. Get a drink. We're going to get into the ramping relaxos and start do a little mobility, unwind a little bit. Huh?
Now I can walk.
Now you can relax. I did one of the least sucky ones last. I didn't save it for it. I got them all out of the way for you. I was like, all right, what does Keila hate the most? Besides all of it. Anyways, so we're gonna get going on our mobility. We're gonna start out with a few crocodile breaths. So we're gonna lay on our stomach. You wanna be breathing into the belly, in through the nose, out through the nose. Nice deep breaths, relaxing, just kind of getting the system, down a little bit after all that tension. So again, just land like this, and get nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Now continue with the breathing, and we're gonna start doing some head nods. So you're gonna, using your eyes, you're gonna look up and then back down. You only want to come up as high as your head can come. Don't pull your chest off the mat. So if your chest starts to come up, that's too much. And connect your breathing here. All right, now we're going to look up and over one shoulder, and up and over the other shoulder. Again, try not to lift your chest too much. All right, we're going to do the scorpion. So you're going to bend your leg, you're going to drive your big toe up to the ceiling, and then it comes over and touches the mat on the other side, and comes back to the start position. Other leg, up, and then over, and then back. So make sure you bend the knee, and then drive the leg up before it comes over. All right. So we're gonna come up to our Sphinx position here. So I got elbows under my shoulders. I'll pull my chest through here. I'm gonna do a few shoulder pumps. So shoulder blades up and down the rib cage. And then I end with the shoulders down away from the ears. I'm gonna do a few head nods here. So keep driving your elbows into the mat to create your base that you're moving from. All right, then keeping your eyes on the horizon, you're gonna look over one shoulder and then look over the other shoulder. And again, the goal is trying to keep your eyes level with the horizon, looking around back behind you, trying to see who's sneaking up on you in this vulnerable position. Never know, it could be someone without a face mask. I'm trying to kill you. Anyways, all right. Now that we've lost all three of our audiences there. All right, let's where are we at? Let's go to child's pose. Let's just go to there. Let's need to get out of the score or speak there. Apparently it's a bad position for me. All right, I'm gonna push back. Heels on the butt. I'm gonna reach the fingers long. I'm gonna pull my chest through to the floor. Take a couple deep breaths here. Good, and then we're gonna walk our fingers over to the left. Keep your butt sitting back on your heels. You're gonna feel your right rib cage open up. You're gonna breathe deep into that right rib cage. All right, walk the fingers back to the middle, and then keep coming over to the other side. So over to the right, feel the left rib cage open up, breathing deep into the left side there. All right, fingers back to the middle here. We'll pull ourselves forward. We'll go ahead and frame our right hand with our right foot and come into our lizard pose position here. Nice long spine. I'm going to start by sitting back, getting a little hamstring stretch here, keeping the palms on the ground. Then you pull yourself forward. Push myself back. Pull myself forward. One more time, back. And forward. All right, we do our up down. So you come down to the outside elbow, then the inside elbow, then the inside hand, outside hand. You're gonna point with the elbow to the ceiling first, then open up with the hand and come back down. So it goes outside, inside, inside, outside, and open up. Back down, outside, inside, inside, outside, open up, back down. Do a couple more here, coming up. And then next time you get to the bottom on both elbows, or as close as you can get to the ground, if that's just one elbow, that's fine. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Just put a little wedge in there, man. Let yourself relax in here. All right, coming up out of that. I think it's huge for using that term now that that's a book. It's a wedge. I don't know. Anyways, we need a discussion for later. All right, we're gonna reach up to the ceiling, reach back and grab our foot, and now I want to push my hips, open up my hips to the mat, and then I think about turning my chest to the ceiling, and then if you still need some more, you can pull your heel into your butt, but you want to keep those hips pushed to the mat. Nice deep breaths. All right, coming out of this, you're gonna keep your rib cage glued to your quad and sitting back, a hamstring stretch. You can grab your toes if you want. Find what feels like it is doing its job for you. I sound like fucking Sebastian there. English is my first language. Shout out to Sebastian. Our yoga dude, Mr. Scrotum Clincher himself. All right, let's shake that out. I'm gonna sit back in our child's pose. Pull our left foot forward, frame in the left hand. Again, nice long spine, deep breath to set posture here. All right, we're gonna start by pushing back, and then pull yourself forward again, and back. And forward, and back, and forward. Nice. Okay, now we do our up down. So outside elbow, inside hand, outside hand, elbow first, reach into the ceiling, and then back down. Come down, back up, do a few of these. All right, we're gonna hang out at the bottom of the next one. Just a couple deep breaths.
Tell Rob how you and Z are hikers, explorers that like to show your nipples.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. That was Z's. Yeah. Anyways, we're coming up out of that. We're gonna reach up to the ceiling. You're gonna reach back and grab your foot, and then we're going to again hips. And then the chest. Nice deep breaths. All right, coming out of that, hamstring stretch. Rib cage glued to the top of the quad there. Only straighten the leg out as much as you can do that. Right. Coming out of that, shaking that out. Go to our frog stretch. So for the frog stretch, you're gonna get set with your knees spread apart, wide as you can. Get your toes pointed out to the sides, not straight back. Got my shoulders pulled down away from my ears, pulling my chest to my hands. And then from here, I'm gonna pull my butt back and then let it release. So I'm just doing these little hip slides forward and back. Remember, don't use your hands to push. Use your hips to pull back. All right, now we're gonna go in circles. So imagine there's a button back there. You're trying to push it in a circular motion. Like you get 2 pellets for that one instead of 1. You think it'd teach mice to dance if they like taught them? Like if you do this little butt shuffle thing, you'll get 2 pellets instead of just 1.
Cocaine is the answer to that.
They just die. They take it until they die. Let's go the other direction.
I don't know if pellets will do it. I think cocaine is more good enough to do it.
Grape, perhaps.
Sugar.
Cocaine. Sugar. Sugar. I know cocaine. Rob's automatically cocaine.
Cocaine.
It's a hell of a drug. Just ask for James. All right, down to your elbows. We're gonna do the same thing, hips forward and back. I had a Chappelle reference on one of Z's bike videos. I did it in slow motion, him hitting the jump. And I was like Chappelle says, everything's better in slow motion. All right, let's do our circles.
These will be known as the cocaine circles.
All right, let's go the other direction. Thought it was the 2 pellet shuffle.
I thought it was the $5 circle.
That's the $5 circle, yeah. It's a $5 move.
All right, on that note, let's lift our foot for nothing, no pellets. So you want to create pressure through the inside of your knee and then use that pressure for leverage to lift the foot. So pressure into the floor to lift the foot. All right, we're gonna do the other side. So again, pressure into the floor and lift the foot. Only lift the foot as high as you can keep maintaining pressure into the floor. All right, so we're gonna come up, we're gonna extend one leg out to the side. You want it roughly lined up with your knee. You want your foot pointed out to the side. You want to start pointing back, and we're gonna do our hip, how are these things? Hip pries. Forgot what they were called for a second. Yes. I'm gonna make a word up. All right, let's do our circles. All right, let's go the other direction. All right, so we're going to lift our toes on the mat so they're facing the ceiling and then come back down to the floor. So you're rotating through the hip to do this. It's the only way to do it, although I'm sure someone can figure out how to use their meniscus, their ACL. So focus on the hip. Okay, so keeping the toes pointed up. Make sure you got your back foot. You want those toes pointed out to the side, not behind you, as you go to sit back into this hurdler stretch. And then from here, just kind of find where you're at. Just hang out here, just uncomfortable, just nice deep breaths if you can. You know, grab your foot, get a little more stretch out of it, nice deep breaths. All right, so we're going to bend that front leg. We're going to do a pigeon pose, but I want to frame the back of my ankle and the front of my knee, so I keep them lined up with each other as much as I can. I don't want my foot to creep back towards my hips. So I get into this tall pigeon pose position here. All right, so I'm gonna bring both hands in front. This foot can come back, that's fine. And come down to my elbows if you can. You can come down to your head. Just take a couple deep breaths in this low pigeon pose. All right, so I'm gonna come up, and then I'm going to sit back. I'm gonna cross my legs, so I'm in this kind of like cross-legged child's pose. And again, just a nice deep breath. Okay, so coming out of that, this foot is gonna swivel underneath you. Then you can put it in the frog stretch and straighten out the other leg. And so now we're in this single leg frog on the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. Start with the hip tries. Nice deep breath the whole time. Keep focused on your breathing. All right, let's do some circles. Yeah. All right, let's go the other direction. Excuse me, sir, we're at 28% capacity, and I'm afraid that since you've been lifting so much lately, that you now offer another 3%. So we're getting pushed over the edge with your extra bulk. But I'll push the rules for you, brother.
Thank you.
What's up, man? We're just wrapping up here. So we're gonna do our toe lift. Yeah, rotating through the hip. All right, so we're gonna sit back into this modified hurdle stretch, and again, just kind of find where you're at with it. Okay, so we're gonna bend the front leg, frame the back of the ankle and the front of the knee. We're gonna sit back into this high pigeon pose right here. Nice deep breaths. All right, again, bring both hands to the front. If this foot wants to creep back, that's fine. Coming down to your elbows, coming all the way down, wherever you're at. Another couple deep breaths. All right, coming out, we're gonna sit back, crossing the leg, little cross-legged child's pose. Okay, so coming all fours, hands and knees here. We're gonna push up to our down dog. Do a few ankle press, push one heel to the ground and the other. All right, finish off. We're gonna either do your bear squats where you drop your heels to your butt and straighten the legs back out, or you can do the jumps, or you can give yourself a little kick in the butt at the top. Whichever one you're at, it's fine. All right, then walk your hands in one palm length. Do it again. Either the squat or the jump. All right, one more palm length in. Squat or the jump. Okay, walk your feet up. Feet are going to be hip width apart, hands outside the feet. Dropping the butt to the heels. Straighten the legs out. All right, coming up out of this nice and slow. Ooh. A little namaste if that makes you feel better. And yeah, peace and love. And avoid the cooties. So, yeah, appreciate you guys joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed the class. And I will, we will see everybody next time.